Bang on Time, based on Cautious Connor by Andrew Brenner, with elements from King of the Railway, adapted by the Sudrian Dragon. One afternoon, Thomas arrived at the big station where he saw the Fat Controller stepping out of his office with a big smile on his face. "Afternoon, sir," whistled Thomas. "You're in a good mood today." "Ho ho, I'm in a great mood, Chomish," said the Fat Controller. "I received word that another engine is arriving here for the exchange trials. The engine is a Swindon build." "Swindon?" quizzed Thomas. "As in from the Great Western?" "Precisely," smiled the Fat Controller. "When you've finished your jobs, I need you and the other engines to make yourselves presentable for the visitor." "Will do, sir," said Thomas as he backed out of the station. Later, Thomas and the other engines were being cleaned and polished. The Fat Controller was there, looking rather on edge. "Oh, I hope everything is in place," he muttered. "I must make a good impression on this engine." "I've never seen the Fat Controller look so nervous before," commented Percy. "I don't know why we need to look our best for some Western engine," huffed Gordon. "The Fat Controller was an apprentice at Swindon," explained Edward. "He's always had great appreciation for things that were Great Western, especially engines. I suggest we respect his wishes and treat the engine with the respect he would want us to treat him." At that moment, the signal dropped and a pair of whistles could be heard. The Fat Controller was puzzled. "Strange," he thought. "I was expecting one engine, not two." Everyone looked. Two Great Western tender engines were pulling into the station. While both looked similar, the front engine was bigger than the other. Once they had dropped off their passengers and their coaches were shunted away, they came to the sheds and greeted the Fat Controller and his engines. "Hello there," said the bigger engine. "I'm Connor." "And I'm Caitlyn," said the smaller engine. "Well, I'm pleased to meet you both," said the Fat Controller. No disrespect, but I thought I was expecting one engine." "Oh, we understand, sir," replied Caitlyn. "Connor is here to take part in the trials. My controller at Swindon scheduled an extra train bound for here, and I thought I'd bring it so I can support Connor. You don't mind, do you, sir?" "Oh, not in the slightest," smiled the Fat Controller. "I can have you help out with extra jobs while you're here to support Connor." "Yes, sir," agreed Caitlyn. "As for you, Connor, I want you to run the Sudrian tomorrow," continued the Fat Controller. "Please be at the station early tomorrow morning." "Will do, sir," replied Connor. Once Connor and Caitlyn were settled into the sheds, they started chatting with the other engines. Thankfully for them, they were much more pleasant than Spencer. "We are both stationed at Swindon," explained Connor. "Most of our express runs would take us to places like Plymouth, Cardiff, Bristol, or Paddington." "We got along with many engines back home," added Caitlyn, "but there were two engines that we remembered the most. Both of them were tank engines." "What were their names?" asked Henry. "Oh, we don't remember them. We never saw them much." "One was the station pilot at Paddington. I think he was named after a bird," thought Caitlyn. "The other engine ran a rail car service to and from Shalford," added Connor. "We would sometimes stop at his station to pick up his passengers before taking them on the main line." "I think all of you would get along very well with them," finished Caitlyn. "They're both hard workers, and they would be happy to have a controller who values all things Great Western." "I'm sure we would," chuckled Edward. "Perhaps one day they can come to our railway to help out." The other engines agreed before they went to sleep. The next day, Connor was being prepared for his first run of the day. Edward came over to see him. "Ready for your first run, Connor?" he asked. More than ready, Edward, grinned Connor. I do hope I leave a good impression on the passengers. Back home, I always made sure my trains were bang on time, and I want to do the same for the trains here. I'm sure you will do a great job, assured Edward. Just be calm and keep a level head. Connor smiled as he went to collect his train. As Connor went to collect his train, he suddenly noticed a commotion. What's going on? He asked. There's been a mix-up, explained the station master. Ruddy Shunter mixed up the shunting diagrams, and now the coaches are at the wrong platforms. Percy and Rosie are fixing the mistake now, but you'll have to wait until everything is sorted. Connor was upset. This means I'll be late. I can't have that on my record. I'll have to make sure I'm extra fast to make up the time. Soon the coaches were in their ride platforms, and Connor backed down onto the train. But as he was about to leave, there was more trouble. Wait! Stop that train! A late passenger was hurrying towards Connor's train. Connor had to wait until the passenger was on board. This made him later still. Oh dear, he sighed. This just isn't my day. Soon, the passenger was on board, and Connor was finally able to leave. He snorted out of the station, making quite a noise. Bang on time, bang on time, bang on time, he puffed with determination. Connor sped down the line faster than he had ever gone before. The coaches rocked and swayed, and his wheels pounded the rails. He raced past Thomas's junction with a roar, giving the tank engine quite a shock. Be careful, snapped Thomas. You'll have an accident if you push yourself like that. But Connor was too focused to hear. He sped to Edward Station and over Gordon's Hill without stopping. Soon enough, he was one station away from the works. How are we doing, driver? Asked Connor. We've made up a lot of time, replied his driver. Keep it up, old boy, but take it easy. You don't want to push your limits. But Connor still wasn't listening. He was too focused on keeping the time. As he went through the station, he suddenly felt a loud crack and then a clang. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Cried Connor as he felt his wheels come off the rails. Some of the coaches followed behind, and the passengers were thrown out of their seats. Thankfully, Connor was able to stop. No one was seriously hurt, but poor Connor was now blocking the junction and was badly damaged. His crew got off and inspected him. One of your coupling rods came loose, old boy, sighed his driver. It caused you to derail and damage the tracks. Oh dear, perhaps I was going a bit too fast, sighed Connor. Soon, Ryan arrived with Judy and Jerome. Unfortunately, the derailment had damaged Connor's wheels, so James had come to take the remaining coaches to the end of the line. Connor was loaded on a flatbed and was taken to the works once the mess was cleared. When they arrived, the Fat Controller, as well as Caitlyn and their controller, were waiting for him. Connor! Cried Caitlyn. How did this happen? I went too fast and, well, groaned Connor. Well, this wouldn't have happened if you were so focused on keeping to time, said the Western Region Controller. I may value punctuality, but safety should be a top priority when it comes to passengers. You put yourself and others in danger because of it. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir, apologized Connor. How does the damage look, Topham? Asked the controller. He'll need a new coupling rod and some new wheels, explained the Fat Controller. But don't worry. I still remember how to repair Great Western engines, even the most modern ones. Allow me to handle Connor's repairs. Much appreciated, Topham, smiled the Western Region Controller. But there's another problem. Who will handle the exchange trial trains in Connor's absence? Maybe I can handle them, sir, suggested Caitlyn. I'm not as strong as Connor, but I'm just as fast as him. Splendid idea, Caitlyn, said the Fat Controller. What do you think? He asked the Western Region Controller. I think that is most kind of you, Caitlyn. You will start first thing tomorrow morning. Don't worry, Connor, said Caitlyn. I'll make sure your trains are looked after. Connor didn't answer, but he gave a small, grateful smile. Caitlyn left the works, leaving Connor to wait for his repairs.